usually imagine self-control as a physical limit, like a fraying rope under tension. We assume we wake up with a fixed amount of willpower, and every time we resist a temptation, that internal resource drains until we break. But modern psychology suggests a different mechanical reality. Dr. Kentaro Fujita's research indicates that self-control is actually a highly customizable cognitive skill set, one that relies on engineering, not effort. In fact, relying purely on active inhibition, simply gritting your teeth to suppress an impulse, is often the least effective tool in our psychological arsenal. When we view willpower as an innate battery, every failure feels like a personal indictment, proof that we are simply terrible people with weak characters. But when we shift the focus to system design, those lapses become diagnostic data points rather than moral shortcomings. To trace where this misunderstanding started, we have to look back at the Stanford University campus in the 1960s. This was the site of the famous Marshmallow Experiment, which led to the popular belief that delaying gratification was a fixed biological destiny. In these classrooms, researchers placed a child in front of a single marshmallow. The deal was simple but stressful. If the child could wait 15 minutes without eating it, they received 2 marshmallows. But Dr. Walter Mischel noticed a detail that many people miss. The kids who succeeded didn't survive through sheer grit. They were using behavioral tricks, like covering their eyes or imagining the candy was just a puffy, inedible cloud. If a 4-year-old can use mental strategies to outsmart their own biology, adults can systematically build cognitive toolkits to bypass temptation entirely. This diagram plots distance and time against our mindset. When an objective is far in the future, the human brain processes it through abstract desirability. In this distant state, we easily connect our goals to why we are doing them, to improve our health, support our family, or build a legacy. Because the task is months away, committing to the hard work feels effortless. But everything changes when that future becomes now. Our brain abruptly drops the why and begins to obsess over the how, focusing entirely on how difficult, cold, or unpleasant the task feels in the moment. To bridge this gap, you have to execute a manual override. At the exact moment you feel that local weakness, you must force yourself to visualize those distant, high-order whys that made the goal worth pursuing in the first place. Surviving the friction of the present requires you to import emotional logic from the distant future. This is the essence of psychological distance, the act of separating your logical decision-making from your immediate hot limbic impulses. One powerful version of this is the Batman effect. In studies of children, researchers found that when kids were struggling to focus, asking themselves, "What would Batman do?" helped them process the task with more discipline. Speaking to yourself in the third person or adopting a hero's persona shifts the brain out of a reactive emotional state and into an objective advisory role. By creating this artificial buffer zone, you can effectively neutralize the biological urge to quit. We can also choose the structural rules of our goals. Abstinence, for example, is a computational tool. By setting a solid binary rule, like 0 sugar, you eliminate decision fatigue because the choice has already been made for you. Moderation offers more flexibility, but it comes with a high cognitive tax. It turns every meal or workout into a maze of nodes where you have to constantly renegotiate with yourself, draining your mental energy. The most effective approach is to match the system to the goal. Stop trying to borrow other people's rigid rules. Instead, use your own past failures as diagnostic data to construct a personal cognitive toolkit that works for your specific life. For more in-depth educational overviews, subscribe to PodEssence and check the video description below to download the step-by-step episode notes for building your own self-control arsenal.